Okay, back again with another video, and this time I'm going to be installing LinuxHub using the UEFI settings. So you can see right here it says LinuxHub Prime install medium UEFI. Continue. All right, so the ISO is booted up now. So everything here is basically the same. It's going to give you the option to, connect your internet connection, and then you just proceed with installation as normal. So it's all basically, it does work on UEFI, it works on BIOS, it works on both. So in this case, I'll install the plasma. All right, give it our passwords. And I'm gonna put LibreOffice on it and the gaming helpers. Click on OK. So on this video, I won't bore you as much. On this one, I'll actually fast forward it. And hopefully the audio is recording. Because on the last one I did for the Virt manager, it didn't record the audio for some reason. And another thing that Virt Manager did that was kind of interesting. It took ownership of the ISO. That was kind of weird, but anyways, all right, we'll proceed. I'll do the mirrors. Of course, I'm in the United States. That's done. Now I'll do my disk configuration. Select my file system, which is going to be ext4. I'm done with this. And last is my time zone. Of course, Los Angeles. And then install. And from here, everything is basically the same. It's just that some people been saying that it doesn't boot up on UEFI. So you can see right here that it's doing everything like normal. So I'm trying to figure out why this is not working for some people. Because for me, every time I try it, I've done it like on 6 different systems already. 6 like laptops and other PCs, and it just works. But keep hearing, I know there's a lot of different systems out there. I understand that. And, I can see that, with the millions and millions of computers out there, obviously there are going to be some systems that might fight with it. But I have yet to see that. Only once I've produced an error. And ever since then, I've never seen an error again. It's always installed with no problem. The one thing I have had a lot of problems with is with the builders, but I've fixed that now. I've tested all the systems, I did everything, and the builder's working perfectly. No problems whatsoever. So hopefully that'll, I just want to show that, it is installing on UEFI. But I guess the real question is going to be is how it boots up. So I'm not going to bore you in this video. I'm going to fast forward through this part. So I'm going to, basically just pause the video now. And then when we're ready to reboot, we'll reboot using the UEFI. All right. So I'll pause the video now. Make this a shorter video. All right. We're coming to the end of the installation here. So we're just going to see it so we can reboot real quick. And I am doing this with Gnome boxes. So what I am going to do is I'm also going to repeat the process on Virt Manager, just to see if we get the same result. All right, so the installation is now complete. I'm going to reboot. And you can see we are logged in and we are using a UEFI. All right, and this is it. This is all installed on UEFI. But like I said, I am using Gnome boxes on this one. So I'm going to repeat the process using Virt Manager. All right, so I'll pause the video again. Okay, so now I'm on a Virt Manager here. So let's go ahead and create a new system. I just need to, I've never done this using UEFI, so I'm gonna have to figure out how to set up UEFI. So right now I'm just gonna do the initial steps, and then let me see, go forward, give it the 4 gigabytes, 8 CPUs. All right, and the hard drive is gonna be 40. All right, and then right here on customize configuration before install, I think that'll allow me to set up the virtual network is not active. Virtual network default is not active. Would you like to start the network? Yes. All right, so boot options. Okay, that doesn't. Let me go to overview. Oh, right here, firmware BIOS. Let's switch this to UEFI. And now I have to set up my hold on, let me go back. I gotta save it. UEFI, apply. Now I go to my network. And gotta use the Mac VTAP. All right, and then I'll apply this. All right, so now we're set up UEFI, and I got my internet set up. So I think I'm good. Begin installation. All right, here we go. UEFI. All right, and the ISO is booted up now. And also, I like to mention that my bare metal is UEFI, and that's how I install LinuxHub on my bare metal. So that's also UEFI. But like I said, every time I've tried to install this on all the systems I've installed it, no problems whatsoever. So on the last one I did Plasma 6. Let's do Hyperland on this one. And I'm not going to install anything extra. It's just gruff. All right, same thing before here. I'm just going to run through this installation. I'm not going to bore you guys with everything. So I'll do the same thing, and I'll just, pause the video. That way you guys don't have to sit through all of this. But the main thing here is I want to show you guys that it does work on UEFI and BIOS, because I've tested it on both systems on bare metal, and it's installed without a problem. But I understand that, a lot of people have systems that are set up in a unique way. That's understandable. You know what I mean? I get it. It's just, it gets frustrating for me because I can't reproduce these errors. You know what I mean? I guess it would be frustrating for anybody, you know what I mean? Because if you're told that it's not working, but every time you use it, it works, you're like, well, I don't know what the problem is. On the forum list, they did tell me about some problems that I did manage to reproduce, and I did fix those problems. So as far as that, I guess the next thing now would be to install virtual machine on Arch and try it on virtual machine. And installing a virtual machine on Arch, it's a whole process, and it's kind of like Virt Manager. It's a whole process just to get the installation done and get it all working and working right. As you can see, you have to manually set up your internet connection. You have to manually pretty much do everything. And this is one of the main reasons why I like Gnome boxes, because you just install it, set up your virtual machine, and it just goes. You know what I mean? There's no other settings that you need to do. You just install it and you start using it. And I don't understand why these other systems can't, manage to set a system up like that where it's just quick install and go to town. But I get it, especially for the old school people that like to tinker with things. They want to do things by hands. They want to do things, basically, they want to do things the hard way because there's like a satisfaction at the end, if you get my drift. You know what I mean? And hey, it's all understandable. I'm not mad at you. You know what I mean? I'm the opposite. I prefer the easy way. I prefer to do things the simple way. You know what I mean? I'm not a coder. I'm not all this. You may think I am, but trust me, I am not a coder. I'm not all this. I just have a knack for these things. And like, uh, there are just certain things that I get and I see it. And I don't know, my mind just starts working on it. I I can't understand it myself because I tell you, I'm not a coder. I'm not an engineer. I'm not none of that. Trust me, I am not none of that. But there, I just have a knack for things. That's and I started off, like writing websites for my, which basically was for myself. First, I started by doing the website thing, HTML, and playing with JavaScript, and then I got deeper by going into PHP. And PHP is what opened my mind to the way code works and how to get around things. And so basically, I'm using my mindset from what I learned for PHP to do this whole Linux Hub project, believe it or not. It's because of my knowledge of PHP that I have that got me around to doing everything that I do. Before this, I didn't know nothing about Bash, nothing about Python, nothing. And to be honest, I still don't even do. Everything that I need to do, I've basically through Google search. I fucking paste, copy and paste codes. Believe it or not, this is the God's honest truth. I fucking copy paste most of the code that's on Linux Hub. I mean, I did write a lot of it, but a lot of the harder things are literally copy and paste from a Google search. Believe it or not. And hey, you know, it is what it is. You know what I mean? But I'm telling you, I am not a coder. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and pause this video now. And then when we come back, we'll reboot using the UEFI on Virt Manager. All right, we're back. And the installation is now completed. So let's go ahead and reboot with the UEFI system. And you can see it's booting up here. Oh, I got to choose just Hyperland. I forgot I installed the Hyperland desktop environment. All right, and this is Hyperland, which I installed on the using the UEFI BIOS on Virt Manager. All right, so you can see here that it works. So everything installed without a problem. All right, so I just wanted to show that UEFI does work. And like I said, on my bare metal, it is UEFI also. I installed it on I've installed it like on 3 different systems with UEFI on bare metal. And the rest have been BIOS because they've been older systems. And everything installs, no problem. Everything just works. Yep, you can see right there, LinuxHub Prime. Alrighty, so that's going to do it for this video. Just wanted to show that it does work using both BIOS and UEFI. And I tested it out on Gnome boxes and on Virt Manager. But one thing I want to do right now is, let me see if it happens with this ISO. Virt Manager takes ownership of the ISO. Let me see, did it do it on this one? It doesn't look like it did it on this one, but on when I installed it the last time, it took ownership. But let me go ahead and close this. Go ahead and shut it down. And then I'll quit it. No, it didn't take ownership of it this time. But yeah, for some reason, the last time it took ownership of the ISO itself. That was kind of weird. But no, I didn't do it. And here's a little sneak preview. The next first lick I'm going to do is going to be Nitrix, which I've downloaded. And that's going to be my next first look. All right, that's going to do it for this video. If you like what you saw, please, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, by all means, give it a thumbs down. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Help me grow. And yeah, I like to bring you guys more content. And like I said, right now I still have my my hard work schedule. When I uploaded the first Virt Manager video, I actually went to work after that. I had to drive all the way to Victorville. And as soon as I got home, I started working on this. I want to work on a lot of things because I get a lot of people telling me that, things are not working. And I'm trying to reproduce those errors, but I never could. Only once I was able to reproduce some errors and I figured out what that problem was and I changed it. And everything else, just being told, hey, it doesn't work, doesn't really help. I'm glad that the people on forums lists, they're actually putting screenshots and things like that. And that's what's helping me a lot. Just having a screenshot of an error when it occurs, it helps me out. It helps me kind of try to pinpoint what it is I'm looking for. And like I said, I'm not a coder. So, a lot of times I have to Google search and figure out what these problems actually are. Hell, a year or two ago, I didn't even know what a syntax was, even though I was writing them. You know what I mean? If you catch my drift, because I never went to school for this or anything. I just learned on my own. And literally, I never tried to watch a YouTube video to teach me something. That's the one thing that I hate, because YouTube videos are just too much talk and too much talk and talk and talk before they actually get to what it is you're trying to figure out. They do a lot of talking. Man, that shit pisses me off. I like to get straight to the point. You know what I mean? Anyways, that's going to do it for this video. Like I said before, if you like it, please give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. It's all fair game on LinuxHub. That's going to do it for me. And I'm out.